Hello and welcome back to Dallas Cowboys Nation, the home of American team breaking news, a roster move to trade rumors, training camp updates, and in-depth NFL analysis. If you are here, you are in the right place. Today, we have the latest Dallas Cowboy news that every fans need to hear as the team prepare for 2026 NFL season. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into everything happening in the Dallas Cowboy. If you love Dallas Cowboy content, don't forget to like this video, to make subscribe to this channel, and join the Dallas Cowboy Nation's family. The Dallas Cowboy officially enter in July with the growing optimism to prepare for 2026 NFL season, continue to intensify with organized team activities and mandatory minicamp now, which will become more competitive. After an off-season filled with coaching changes, a roster upgrade, and significant investment through both free agencies and NFL draft, there is a renewed sense of confidence surrounding the franchise. A head coach, Brian Scott Heimer, has spent the past several months implementing his vision for the football team, emphasizing discipline, accountability, physicality, and attention to a detail. Our players and coaches alike have repeatedly spoken about energy surrounding the locker room, describing a culture built on competition where every player is expected to earn his glory rather than rely on the past accomplishments. So one of the biggest storylines surrounding the Cowboys entering in July is the development of the offense under Scott Heimer's leadership. Throughout off-season practices, coaches have focused heavily on creating a more balanced attack capable of consistently moving the football for both through the air and on the ground. So unlike previous season, when the Dallas often landed heavily on explosive passing plays, the coaching staff now want offense that can dictate the pace of the game, control the possession, and wear down opposing defenses over the four quarters. Every offensive drills during ultras and minicamp reflected this philosophy, with the coaches emphasizing the ball security, efficient execution, and limiting mistakes. The messages have remained consistent from the beginning of the off-season, also by protecting the football finished drives and play complementary football alongside the defense. Much of the excitement continues to center around the Cowboys' wide receiver room, which appears significantly deeper than it was a year ago. CeeDee Lamb remained the unquestioned leader in receiving corps and one of the NFL premier offensive weapons. After another productive season, CeeDee Lamb enters 2026 and expected to once again serve as the focal points of the Dallas passing attack. However, in addition of George Pickens have dramatically changed the outlook of the offense. Also, George Pickens give a Dallas another legitimate outside threat capable of stretching a defense vertically while making contested catches in a critical situation. Throughout off-season workout, our coaches have praised the chemistry of developing between Pickens and the rest of the offensive unity. His physical style of the play has already become noticeable during a practice season and providing the Cowboys with another receiver capable of winning one-on-one matchups against unnailed cornerbacks. Beyond the two established stars, several young receivers have continued making strong impressions. Elian has quickly emerged as one of the biggest off-season success stories, and the coaches have consistently highlighted his improved route learning, a stronger understanding of the offensive system, and increased the confidence entering the second year. Many observers now believe Aflo has positioned himself to become the team's third receiver heading into a training camp. So a rookie Anthony Smith has also generated considerable excitement, and his combination of the size, speed, and athleticism has stood out during a practice, while his willingness to contribute on special teams increases his chances of earning an active roster spot. Instead of relying almost exclusively on LCD Lamb as they have recently season, Dallas now appears to possess one of the deepest receiver groups in the NFL. The running back position also remains one of the most closely watched competitions on the roster. So our coaches have repeatedly stressed that every opportunity must be earned, and no players is guaranteed as a starting role and simply become of the previous experience. And throughout off-season workout, the coaching staff rotate multiple backs with a first-team offense in order to evaluate their versatility, pass protection, version, and explosiveness in the Dallas. So the Dallas want the run game capable of complementing the passing attack while reducing pressure on the quarterback. Also establishing a consistency on the ground that has become one of the organization's highest priorities after struggling to maintain offensive balance in recent season. On the defensive side of the football, one of the most intriguing development has been the influence of a new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker. Although Parker is one of the youngest defensive coordinator in franchise history, a player have responded positively to his aggressive coaching style and detailed preparation. Throughout and mid-camp, Parker consistently emphasized creating a turnover, attacking the football, and forcing offenses into mistakes rather than simply preventing a big plays. Every defensive drill included a focus on stripping the football, intercepting passes, and pursuing the ball carries with a relentless effort. So the coaches believe that improving the team takeaway numbers could become one of the biggest difference between last season and upcoming campaigns. The competition within the second has become especially intense. Several cornerbacks continue battling with a meaningful playing time, with a coaches refusing to guarantee starting positions before training camp begins. Kobe Durant has emerged as the one of the most talked about defensive players throughout this offseason. His instincts, quickness, and confidence his coverage have impressed both coaches and teammates, allowing him to establish himself as a legitimate contender for a significant defensive snaps. Josh Butler has also continued progressive after working his way back from the injury, while several young defensive backs are competing aggressive for the backups role. The Cowboys understand that success against NFC elite quarterback will require improved coverage on the outside, making the cornerback competitions one of the most important storylines entering the training camp. The linebacker groups has also shown encouraging signs of improvement. Coaches have praised the communications, speed, and versatility displayed during the off-season practices. Modern NFL defenses require linebacker capable of defending both the run and pass while remaining effective in coverage against athletics, tight ends, and running backs. Dallas believes believe its current group possesses the athleticism necessary to handle the responsibilities. Throughout the minicamp, linebackers spent a significant time working on the coverage techniques, blitz packages, and situation football designed to improve a third down efficiency. Another position receiving considerable attention is the offensive line. While the Dallas continues to feature talented starter, the coaching staff remains focused on identifying a reliable depth capable of stepping into a larger roles whenever injuries occur. Offensive line coach practices have emphasized versatility and encouraging a player to learn multiple positions across the line. Guards have taken repetitions at the center, while the tacklers have practiced on both the left and right sides. This flexibility could prove invaluable over the courses along NFL season, where the injuries often test a team's overall depth. Coaches have repeatedly stated that the final roster spot along the offensive line will likely be determined by the versatility as much as pure talent. A trade speculation has continued to surround the Cowboys as July began. Around the NFL, teams are actively evaluating their own roster before training camps open. Leading a league organization, particularly players at the position where the Cowboys possess considerable depth. Although no significant trade appears imminent, front office executives remain open to improving the roster if a favorable opportunity arises. The owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, has never been afraid to make aggressive moves when he believes they can strengthen the football team, meaning speculations will likely continue until the final roster decisions are made later this summer. The Cowboys' young players have perhaps been the biggest sources of optimism throughout the offseason. Every practices have featured their rookie and second-year players competing aggressively against established veterans and creating one of the most competitive environments against established veterans. The coaches have repeatedly emphasized that playing time